So the stock market was all over the place today, guys. What else is new, right? We had the S&P 500 close up 0.2%. We had the Russell lead the way up over 1%. The Dow went up 0.6% as the NASDAQ, the tech stocks did not do well. The NASDAQ went down 0.7%, and we had the VIX down over 5%. So yeah, we have a lot to break down in this video. If y'all find value, hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, and don't forget to get up to 17 stocks for Moomoo. The clock is ticking, guys. Link down below. More on that later. And now let's dive into the video. So right off the bat, guys, SPY, in my opinion at least, is looking a little bit toppy here on the 20-day 1-hour chart. You guys can clearly see, even though we had a 0.2% green day today, great day overall for SPY, we're still struggling at this trend line on the 20-day chart, right at about 400 to about 398 bucks a share. You guys can see we actually closed under 397 a share, and we did end up selling off, I believe, until the close. Yeah, we did. Look, we hit 398.92 in the morning. We sold off, had a little bit of a relief rally on the 1-day 1-minute chart. You guys can see we failed at that point at a lower high. Then we ended up dumping into the close. You guys can see we went from 398.20 at about 3 p.m., so right at the start of power hour. Then we sold off for the rest of the day again into close. And mind you, we didn't take the lows out from today on that dump in power hour, but we did dump in power hour nonetheless, guys. And we'll see what happens at this level tomorrow. And by this level, I mean right around 395, 396, which is the intraday low here on SPY. So we're looking a little bit toppy. Like I said, I'm not saying that we're going to collapse or anything crazy. I mean, we could, you never know what's going to happen really. But at this point, the 20-day chart is not looking great for the bulls. The bulls need to break out of 400 bucks and honestly above the highs from the past couple of days, which we need to break well over 405, in my opinion, for this to really start to take off, and preferably take out 407, which was the high from earlier this month. So essentially, guys, SPY's got to break the highs from the entire month here, 405, 407, for the bulls to really start to gain momentum, kind of like what we're seeing on Triple Q. Well, actually not today. Triple Q did not do well today, but overall, it's been gaining a little bit of momentum recently the past couple of weeks. You guys know this has been doing better than SPY over the course of March, but still, we're struggling at this 4-hour level of resistance right here at about 312, 315, which today we got rejected, and we've been getting rejected at that level, which was resistance back in February. We've been getting rejected there over the past couple of days. So even though Triple Q looks better than SPY, it is still in a pickle right now, guys. It is still at a point where it is very vulnerable from the bullish perspective, right? If that makes any sense. So I'm gonna set. Actually, my alert is already set at 315. We'll see what it does at that point. Does it break out? Does it not? Time will tell. And you guys know, I mean, I've been saying this on the channel the past couple of videos. If we do break 315 on Triple Q, we're gonna be off to the races right off the bat. I think we're gonna go to 320, which was the high here from the end of August. And if that were to break, now we're talking a move to 330, maybe 335 towards the highs here from the middle of August. That is where this thing could be going. So pretty decent day overall today. Not so much for big tech, which we'll talk about here in a second, but for the S&P, the Russell, the Dow, not too bad of a day. And the VIX went down 5%. Like I said today, let me pull that up and show you guys. The VIX now is down a whopping 10 points from the recent high from about 2 weeks ago. You guys can see 2 weeks ago the VIX was at 30. It was over 30 points. Now we're pushing 20 points. And you guys know I'm loving UVXY. This is an ETF that I've been watching very closely as of late, as the VIX has been moving all over the place. And I think an opportunity is slowly opening up in UVXY right now. If it comes down a little bit more, let's say to the mid fours, maybe even the high fours, let's say 470, 475, I might start to build out a position. We'll see. We'll see. I'll let you guys know, of course. So make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell, because I think the VIX, if it gets back to the teens, guys, it is way too low. I mean, we all know at this point, the VIX, if we're looking at this 4-hour chart, each time it's come down to the teens, at least over the past couple of months, it has seen a massive spike in the near-term future, right? And of course, I'm not saying for sure that's going to happen again. I'm just judging on what I've been seeing happen here over the past couple of months. You can see back in December, we got down to 19 in the beginning of December. Then we shot all the way up to 26 on the VIX. That would have been a very profitable trade on UVXY, which goes up essentially with the VIX. And we can see here it got down to about 18 in the middle of January, then it shot all the way to about 22, got to 17 by the beginning of February, then it got all the way up to about 24 by the end of February. You guys get the point. When it gets to the teens, it doesn't stay there that long. And that, in my opinion, UVXY, if this gets into the teens, if the VIX does get into the teens, that is a pretty good risk-reward trade in my humble opinion. And I'm going to be watching it here moving forward and pulling up gold. Let me see what gold's doing. Then we'll take a look at silver. Gold broke out of 2,000, it looks like, earlier today. Or was that, a couple days ago. Either way, broke 2,000. We double topped at about 2,000. Now we're starting to pull back, but we are consolidating, you guys can see. And it looks like we are holding the lows from last week, being about 1950 an ounce, 1960 an ounce on gold. So let's see if we can hold that, maybe start rallying back over 2,000 an ounce. And silver, if I pull it up, let me show you guys this. Silver is starting to V-shape recover. You guys see that, right? But it is not anywhere near out of the woods yet. If I pull the 3-year chart up on silver, we're still trading, even today, as of now, even though we've had a couple of good days in a row on silver, well, maybe not today, but the past, week or two, it's been great for silver. We're still trading in this downwards channel on the 3-year chart. So we got to break $25, guys, an ounce, and preferably 26, 27 for the bulls to really take charge here on silver. So that's a breakdown on silver, gold, the markets. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, guys, as always. And if you haven't gone up to 17 stocks yet for Moomoo, what are you waiting for? Use that link down below. Open up an account. You get 1 free share of stock. If you deposit at least $100, you get 6 more free shares totaling 7 stocks. And if you deposit at least $1,000, guys, get this, you get another 10 stocks totaling 17 free stocks. And that's limited time, by the way. The clock's ticking. I think you have 3-4 more days to do that. So yeah, use that link down below. Get your free stocks. It also helps out the channel. I appreciate you all as always. And now let's take a look at some stocks, some charts that I'm looking at here in the midst of this crazy volatile day. So let's run through big tech quickly here, guys. Then we'll talk about some other stocks. So let's see how big tech did today. Apple is the first big dog that we have to talk about today, guys, which right now we are noticing a little bit of resistance at 160 to about 165 bucks a share, which you guys can see here on the 5-day, 5-minute. That is where we failed multiple times last week. You can see here 1, 2, 3, 3 rejections at about 160. Today we also got rejected, so I guess that's 4. So we're clearly struggling to break 160, 165, and my alert's at 162, which I think we momentarily broke out of last week, but got right back under it. We closed at 158 today. Apple went down 1.2% on the day. Not the best day at all for Apple, but if it does end up plowing through 160, maybe, this is just a little pullback. Maybe we do get buyers to come in right around these moving averages, whether it be 150, 155, 158, right where we are now. If we do get buyers to come in, we plow right through 162. We take the highs out from the middle of September being about 165. That could be a very good sign for the bulls. I mean, it would be a very good sign for the bulls to the point where that could end up going. Apple could start running towards the highs from, when was this? Middle of August, where it was at 170, 175. And funny enough, that's where I trimmed Apple, I think right around 170, something like that. And I don't always time the top, guys. Nobody always times the top, but in that case, I did time the top. I trimmed a little bit of Apple there. You guys probably remember if you've been watching the channel for a while. And by the way, let me know in the comments, how long have you been watching the channel? Let me know how long you've been watching the channel and where you're watching the channel from. I'd love to know. Let me know down below in the comments. So Apple's looking quite interesting here. Google is also looking interesting as it went down 2.8% today. You guys can see now Google broke out last week above 103. That was a multi-month resistance. We got to about 107, which was a resistance from February. And guess what, guys? By the looks of it, we got rejected. We're starting to sell off now. We're back under 103. Well, we closed at about 103, but we're back under 105, which is not great for the bulls. But again, with that being said, we're still above the moving averages. We still have a golden cross, which I guess is a good sign for the bulls. So the $1 million question is, are buyers going to come in here at 100, 105 on Google, maybe to start pushing this thing back up towards 107. Are we ultimately going to break 107, 110? That's a very critical level. I'm going to set my alert there right now on Google. Mark is out. We're above $110 a share. Let's see what else here. Amazon. Let's pull up Amazon and see what that did. It's still at about $98, still hovering, right around where it was last week, between $95 to about $100 a share. Still in that little range here. We'll see what direction Amazon ends up picking. Microsoft, let's pull that up. Microsoft, honestly, guys, is a little bit overbought. I'm not going to lie. I think this is a little bit too hot. Needs to pull back a little bit. And if it comes down, let's say another $10, $10, $15, I'd consider it. Maybe off these moving averages. Maybe if it bounces off the moving averages, maybe we could play it. But as of now, a little bit overbought. Microsoft went down 1.5%, and I feel like this sell-off could potentially continue here on Microsoft. Let's see what else. Meta today ended up going down 1.5%, and this chart still looks really good, guys. This looks really good. Bulls are in charge. We're above the moving averages. We're still above the highs here from the beginning of February, being about 195, 200, and it looks like we closed right above 200. Even though it went down 1.5% today, it looks like bulls are still in charge here on Meta. So let's see what happens at about 195, 200. That's going to be a big spot for the bulls, big level of support for this particular stock. And if you guys didn't know, we had CCL report earnings this morning. This is Carnival Cruise Line. Let's pull it up. This went down 5% on the day today, so not the best day for Carnival. And last I checked, guys, they beat EPS and revenue. Let's see here. They lost 55 cents EPS, and they beat the 60-cent loss estimate. That's great. And they beat on sales, $4.43 billion versus the $4.33 billion estimated. And it says here they see full year 23 adjusted EBITDA of $3.9 to $4.1 billion and occupancy of 100% or higher. How could it be over 100%? Am I missing something there, guys? Am I just an idiot? Am I confused? I don't know. But they beat EPS, beat revenue, and it looks like here occupancy of 98% or higher for Q2. All right, we'll see how that ends up going. But overall, again, the stock ended up selling off 5%. I'm not sure why, but it did, guys. It did. And now it's on the brinks of collapse, especially if it does fall under. Listen, if it falls under 850, we take the lows out from last week, the previous couple of weeks. We start breaking this channel on the 4-hour chart. That's not going to be good at all, especially if it starts falling under 758. That's not going to be good, guys. So right now the bulls are hanging on by a thread here on CCL. We'll see if they succeed in holding here or not. Time will tell, guys. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. And let's see what other stocks ended up doing or what they ended up doing today. Let's check up on the meme stocks today. GameStop ended up going down 4% on the day, and I'll probably make a video on GameStop tomorrow going over my thoughts more in depth here on the chart. But right now it's trading between $22.50 to about $25, right in this range. Let's see what direction it picks. We had Best Buy, or not Best Buy. I always mix these up, guys. Best Buy and Bed Bath & Beyond, because their tickers are pretty much identical. There's only one B missing out of Best Buy, or else it'd be the same ticker as BBBY, right? BBY is Best Buy, which today went down 0.6%. Looks like this does not look good at all for the bulls. But Bed Bath & Beyond, which is the one that I just bought last week as a gamble play, and I'm already down a little bit on it, this went down 3.4% on the day. And I didn't buy any more. Like I said last week, guys, I'm looking to own around 1,000 shares of this stock, more as it is a gamble play. I mean, it could go to zero for all we know. They're on the brinks of bankruptcy, and I didn't buy any more of it. But I'm holding on to what I got. I think I bought, how many shares did I buy? 300 or 250? I think I bought 300 shares last week. It was $250. That's what it was. Yeah, 300 shares, roughly $250 is what I bought on Friday. And it's kind of like a YOLO play at this point, guys. It could 5X. Or it might go to zero. Who the heck knows? But at this point today, it went down again a little bit, 3.4%. We had AMC. Let's pull that up. AMC went up 1.8%. All right, nothing too crazy there. Nothing worth writing home about. Let me see what else moved today here on the watch list, guys, before we do wrap up the video. We had Coinbase down another 8%. Oh, now it's starting to move under the moving averages, which is not great for the bulls, right around $65. Not the best sign at all. And it closed roughly at what, $62, down 8%. This is the last straw for the bulls, guys. We'll see what happens here on Coinbase at about $60, 62. If we fall through that level, we start falling mid low 50s. That's not going to be good. in my opinion, for the Bulls. We'll see how it does from that point. What else ended up pulling back today a little bit? 10-cent TCEHY pulled back a little bit after doing pretty well last week. If you guys remember, 10-cent gapped above the moving averages. We started breaking out of multi-week resistance points, but now we're starting to fall back under the moving averages, at least the 180 SMA here on the 4-hour chart. So stocks are moving, guys, all over the place. I mean, we have Coinbase, CCL, GameStop, Bed Bath & Beyond, Google, big tech in general today going down. But on the flip side, bank stocks did pretty well. We had, First Republic, Citizens, whatever the heck it's called, Citizens, what was it called? First Citizens Bank shares went up 55%. We had Square up. We had DWAC, Trump's PAC, that ended up going up. Foot Locker bounced back today, which who knows, maybe this could be a nice candidate for a continuation play here. Foot Locker, which we've been looking at it. I've been watching it, but it's just been going down, down, and down. Let's see now if we could break back over the moving averages, guys. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Hit the like button. Feel free to subscribe. And don't forget to get up to 17 stocks from Moo. All the details are linked down below. And check out my Patreon if you guys want to be in touch with me throughout the day. You want to be a part of the Patreon portfolio, the Discord chat. All of that is linked down below. And with that being said, cheers, guys. I'll catch you all later. Peace out.